rather than spend hours researching, getting the right gear that may or may not fit your system, debating amongst the myriad of lighting options, or measuring your tiny rear filtration chamber in the hopes of getting a protein skimmer that works and that fits, consider the Red Sea Max Nano instead. Matthew here, your BRS beginner guru, and today we're going to set up the Max Nano. The Red Sea Max Nano comes in either the traditional 20-gallon cube or the slightly larger 26-gallon peninsula. The tank comes with ultra-clear, low iron glass with a hidden rear filtration chamber that comes with a filter sock, a protein skimmer, an auto top-off reservoir, a place to put your media bags, and a Seche return pump. The Reef LED 50 is one of the easiest LED lights I've ever had to set up, and the included swivel arm makes it really easy to move it out of the way anytime you need to put your hands in the tank or to do maintenance. The built-in power center makes feeding and maintenance convenient with two switches to control your return pump and your protein skimmer. The marine spec cabinet is heavy and it comes in either white or black and is covered in a weather-resistant epoxy-based paint. Overall impressions: heavy duty, well thought out, small, and the closest thing I have ever seen to an actual all-in-one system. You just need saltwater, reef rock, and sand to get the system up and running. This is video 1 of 4 where we're going to build 3 different habitats with the Max Nano to give you inspiration for your own small systems. If you've ever put together any sort of flat pack furniture, or really anything from IKEA for that matter, then setup will be easy and should take you about an hour. You will need a soft surface like a rug, a Phillips head screwdriver, and if you have a rubber-tipped mallet, that will help as well. Rather than walk you through step by step, since you're going to have the manual as well, let me give you a few tips that I learned along the way so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Tip number 1, never slide the cabinet pieces on a hard surface. Really, don't slide them on any surface for that matter, because the smallest little pebble or piece of grit can leave a huge scratch in that epoxy-based paint. If you don't have a carpeted room or a large rug, you can at least lay out the cardboard that the cabinet came in for a little protection. Tip number 2, unpack everything all at once and lay out all of your hardware so you can easily access it when you need it. Tip number 3, don't over tighten the cam screws. As soon as you start to feel slightly greater resistance, stop. Tip number 4, be sure the cam screw is straight. Because of how they work, it's possible to install the cam screw at a slight angle, and that will really make it difficult to line up the pre-drilled holes when you put the pieces together. So if you start screwing it in and it's a little off kilter, just unscrew it and start again. Tip number 5, don't over tighten the cam screws. They will turn no more than 180 degrees, so once it feels tight enough, just stop. And tip number 6, I have found that a rubber-tipped mallet can be really helpful, especially when trying to insert the plastic dowels or when trying to nudge 2 of the pieces together. It's not necessary, but it certainly helped me out quite a bit. Now that you've completed your cabinet, go ahead and remove the tank from the packaging, place the black mat on top of the cabinet, and place the tank on top of that. Snap the sump screen into place and then fold it down. Use the 2 large plastic screws to install the pump switch box, which also doubles as the light mount holder. To set up the protein skimmer, insert the pump with the 2 O-rings into the base of the skimmer, with the intake facing away from the skimmer body. Connect the black airline tubing to the Venturi inlet on the pump. Then just place the skimmer into the proper chamber and in the proper direction, which you can reference using the included manual. The most confusing part of the entire setup for me was installing the return pump and the output nozzle. Thread the bayonet connector over the flexible tubing and then secure the tubing to the return pump. Insert the eyeball seat into the outlet holder. Then insert the eyeball outlet. Then place the rubber O-ring into the eyeball outlet. Place the large sponge around the flexible tubing, then lower the whole thing into place. Then you just need to screw in the bayonet into the outlet holder. Installing the ATO reservoir is as simple as placing it in the correct location. To install the Reef LED 50, start by attaching the swivel connector to the light using the 2 machine screws. Place the arm extension over the arm and use another machine screw to secure it into place. Push the swivel connector into the arm and insert the 2 connector pins. Then attach the fixing screw to the top. Thread the cable through the hole and push the cable hole plug into position. To insert the mounting arm into the switch box, turn it to a 90-degree angle. All that's left is to connect the protein skimmer and the return pump to the switch box and you're done. So we've set up the cabinet, the tank, and all of the accoutrements, and now we're going to create what we think is the perfect beginner tank. That's next episode, so subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And as always, everyone, thanks for watching. Happy reefing. Be well. We'll see you next time.